Hello everyone, I am Rudra Pratap Siya Chauhan and this is the fourth video of our series Capgemini Pseudocode examination. So links of previous videos are in description box, check it. And you can join my Telegram channel for latest updates of any technical examination. Now we have our pseudocode on the left hand side of the screen and memory representation on the right hand side of the screen. So as first statement says integer I equal to 5, integer j equal to 7. So 5 is assigned to the variable I and 7 is assigned to the variable j. After that we have if statement. So I plus j is greater than 5. So value of I is 5 and j is 7. So 5 plus 7 is greater than 5. 12 is greater than 5, which is true. Now we can execute the body of if. The statement is j equal to I plus 2. So value of I is 5, 5 plus 2, 7 and 7 is assigned to the variable j. After that we have another if condition. So j is less than 5. Value of j is now 7. 7 is less than 5, which is not true. So if condition becomes false, now we have to move to the else part of the body. So in else part we have a statement print j, value of j is 7. So we got our answer, which is 7, option number C. So let's move to the next question. This question is related to function and recursion. In this question we have to find the output of the following pseudocode for n equal to 2. So value of n is given, which is 2 and it is assigned to the variable n, and on the right hand side of the screen we have a stack representation of the functions. So in this question we have function fun and in this argument is passed, which is n. So value of n is 2 and here I represented function fun of 2. After that we have if condition which says n equals 4. So 2 equal 4, which is false. Then if condition is not satisfied and we will move to the else part of the body. In else part we have written 2 into fun of n plus 1. So we got 2 into fun of 3. So this function fun is again recursively called, but now the value of n is 3. So int fun of 3. So it will again check the if condition and here I have written 2 into fun of 3 and also represented on the stack representation. So if n equals 4, 3 equal 4, which is again false. And after that we have to move to the else part of the body. In else part we have written 2 into fun of n plus 1. So now value of n becomes 4 and here I have written 2 into fun of 4. We have previous 2 and now 2 into fun of 4. This is the value of fun of 3 and now again it is called. Now the value of n is 4. Int fun of this function is again called, but now the value of n is 4. So if 4 equal 4, which is true, so this will return n. Now we have n, which is 4. This is written by the function fun of 4. So here I have representation. This fun of 4 returns 4 to the function fun of 3. This will return 4 into 2, 8. So 8 is returned to the function fun of 3. Now it will return 8 into 2, which is 16. 16 is returned to the function fun of 2. So we got our final answer, which is fun of 2, 16. Option number B, 16. Let's move to the next question. In this question we will see the magic of comma operator. So as first statement we have integer x equal to 4, y equal to 0 and z. So value of x is now 4, value of y is 0 and value of z is not initialized yet. After that we have a statement z equal to y plus plus comma y. So now first y plus plus is executed and it is post increment. So first of all it will replace its value. Now value of y is 0 and 0 is replaced on its position, and now it will incremented by 1 and this is assigned to the variable y. So value of y becomes 1, and after that we know the rule of comma operator. If it is in bracket then it will return the last argument of the bracket. So 1 is returned to z and then print z, it will print the value of z which is 1. Let's move to the next question. This is string based question, and in this question we have two integer variables a and b. So I have represented on the right hand side of the screen, and after that we have two strings, string 1 and string 2, and we know that if it is assigned directly by the equal to operator then it will represented in the string constant pool. So we have value of str1 equal to MANN and value of str2 is GOO. After that we have statement str1 equal to str1 plus str1 plus str1. So MANN plus MANN plus MANN. So MANN, 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 and it is assigned to the string str1. After that we have string length str2. So we have note here, string length function counts the number of character in a given string and return integer value. So 3 is returned to variable a, and after that we have b. So in str1 we have 12 characters, then it will return 12 and 12 is assigned to the variable b. Now we have value of a is 3 and value of b is 12. So after that we have print statement which says a plus b. So 3 plus 12 which is 15. So we got our final answer which is 15. And let's move to the next question. This is array based question, and in this question we have integer array ARR, and the values in the array are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. And on the right hand side of the screen we have representation of the array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the indexes of the array, and the values are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. After that we have two variables a and s. So initial value of a is not assigned and initial value of s is 0. After that we have statement set a equal to ARR of 1 plus ARR of 2. So in array we have 20 on first index and 30 on second index. So value of ARR of 1 is 20 and value of ARR of 2 is 30. So 20 plus 30 is 50. This 50 is assigned to the variable a, and we got our final answer which is 50, option number C. But here we have not used this variable s. So this s is only to distract you, to waste your time. So complete your question as soon as possible and must subscribe my YouTube channel Rudra Pratap. Thank you.